Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. I am Florence Joshua. Welcome. The Nigerian Police Force has opened a condolence register at its force headquarters in Abuja to honor the memory of the late Solomon Arase. Arase, the 18th Indigenous Inspector General of Police, passed away on August 31 at 69. According to a statement on its X account this Monday, the current IG, Kayode Egbetokun, paid heartfelt tribute to the late police chief as senior officers and staff converged at the headquarters to sign the register and pay their respects. May his soul rest in peace. A woman identified simply as Amaye has been lynched and set ablaze by Muslim youth in Niger State for allegedly making blasphemous remarks against Prophet Muhammad. It was gathered that incident occurred Saturday evening in Kasuwan Garba town in Mariga local government area of the state. Clearview News Imofonokon has the details.
حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة.
According to multiple reports, the victim, a food vendor, was accused of making the unwanted remarks at a restaurant after a customer jokingly expressed interest in marrying her, citing the tradition of the prophet. Reports indicated that the woman was earlier whisked to the palace of the district head of Kasuwan Garba by residents to forestall the plans of the mob. However, the district head reportedly handed her over to security operatives for investigation, but the mob bounced on her after overwhelming the operatives. Chairman of Marika local government area, Abbas Adamo Kasuwan Garba, who confirmed the incident, said normalcy had been restored in the town. Meanwhile, the Niger State Police Command has confirmed the incident, saying it has commenced a probe into the matter. In a statement issued in Minna, the command's public relations officer, Wasiu Abiodun, has appealed to members of the public to remain calm, avoid taking the law into their own hands, and allow security agencies to handle sensitive matters in line with the provisions of the law. The incident has sparked concerns among residents and human rights advocates over the recurring trend of mob actions in parts of the country, with calls for more proactive measures to prevent a breakdown of law and order. Recall that in 2022, a student, Deborah Samuel, was beaten and burnt alive in Sokoto State after being accused of making blasphemous statements. Similarly, last year, a butcher, Usman Budo, was stoned to death in the same state under a similar circumstance. Imefonokon reporting for Clearview News.
In another development, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has distanced itself from Finland-based self-acclaimed Biafran Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, saying he has never been a member of the movement. IPOB, which was responding to this Monday's sentencing of Ekpa for a 6-year jail term over terrorism-related activities, said the question of Simon Ekpa's non-membership of IPOB is already judicially settled in Finland. IPOB insisted that it remains a non-violent organization and had always renounced violence. IPOB in a statement said that any narrative linking Ekpa's personal downfall to IPOB is therefore deliberate misinformation, a calculated lie, knowingly repeated to deceive. The statement further alleged that linking Ekpa with IPOB was a smokescreen to undermine justice and the ongoing trial of its leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The once cordial relationship between President Bola Tinubu and former governor, Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, has degenerated into open rivalry, dividing political camps and raising questions about the stability of the ruling All Progressive Congress. We'll bring you a timeline of the rifts. For months, Speculations about tensions between the two political heavyweights formerly in the same party began as quiet whispers of mistrust had now evolved into a full-blown confrontation marked by accusations, betrayals, and strategic sidelining. Political observers trace the rift back to disagreement over appointments and influence in the Tinubu-led administration. El-Rufai, who was tipped for a ministerial position at the advent of the present administration, has dropped at the last minute after a stormy Senate screening. Insiders believe this was the first open sign of cracks in his relationship with the president.
But I have this very strong petition against you that borders on security, unity, and cohesiveness of Nigerian nation. And I think that petition has to be considered along in this screening exercise.
Another factor which can be linked to the fallout is the role of First Lady, which some have described as old friendships turned sour. Some analysts point to First Lady Remi Tinubu's alleged mistrust of El-Rufai, particularly over his handling of the southern Kaduna crisis during his time as governor, where accusation of complicity led to prolonged violence. Others say the former governor's fallout with the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, once a close ally, deepened his isolation within the corridors of power. El-Rufai has long been a controversial figure, as his strained relationship with Christian communities, especially in southern Kaduna, has followed him into national politics. Critics argue that these unresolved tensions made it easier for perceived enemies within the APC to push him out of Tinubu's inner circle.
To that, I think along the line, either the president changed his mind or something else, because please don't believe the story that the National Assembly rejected me. The National Assembly had nothing to do with this. The president didn't want me in his cabinet. He changed his mind. Whatever it is, frankly, I don't care, and I told him, and I moved on. And since I moved on, I've not said a word. I've not granted any interview. I've not commented on the government. But it is within my rights as a founding member of the APC, as one of the 34 people that signed the INEC form that got the party registered. It is within my rights to ask, why is my party not functioning?
Indeed.
And that's all.
The feud became more visible after El-Rufai's recent appearance on Channels Television, where he openly criticized the government's policies. His remarks were seen as a bold challenge to the Tinubu administration, signaling that the rift has now moved from speculation to open confrontation.
Campaigners, but I couldn't deliver the state to him. Bola Tinubu himself couldn't win his state with his own governor in place. So these things are not as theoretical as people want them to be. And if you want to engage in self-delusion, you are free to do so. So I will not tell you how we are going to win. But I tell you very clearly, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, the worst case scenario in the 2027 elections is that no winner will emerge in the first round. We may have to go for runoff. And Bola Tinubu will not be on the ballot for the runoff because he will at best be third in the election. He has no pathway to win.
El-Rufai, a first-class graduate in urban and regional planning, he first rose to prominence as Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprise, BPE, where he spearheaded Nigeria's privatization drive. He later served as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, where his reforms earned him the title of Modern Father of Abuja. He went on to serve 8 years as Kaduna State Governor, cementing his reputation as one of Nigeria's most influential and polarizing politicians. Former Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Solomon Dalong, has warned President Bola Tinubu that he may be forced to return to Lagos just after one term in office. Dalong, a chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, expressed confidence that the opposition coalition can defeat Tinubu in the 2027 election. According to Dalong, the failure of the ruling All Progressive Congress and the opposition People's Democratic Party to meet Nigeria's expectation has opened the door for new political forces like the ADC. He asserted that Nigerians are tired of the worsening economic hardship, insecurity and poor governance, adding that this will lead to a demand for a new political direction. Onyinyechi Basil has emerged as the winner of Miss Universe Nigeria 2025 at a glamorous finale held at the Balmoral Event Center in Lagos over the weekend. Abouti outshined 20 other contestants across swimsuits, evening gowns and question and answer rounds, impressing both the judges and audience with her poise, intelligence and advocacy. The 25-year-old native of Anambra State now succeeds Chidinma Adechina and will be taking on the responsibility of representing Nigeria at the 74th Miss Universe pageant in Bangkok, Thailand on November 20th. Highlighting her platform, Basil emphasized her commitment to promoting women's education and empowerment. Her victory adds to Anambra State's growing presence in national pageants, reinforcing the state's reputation for producing beauty queens with strong voices on social issues. As Nigeria's representative on the world stage, Basil aims to use her reign to advocate for education, empower young women and promote cultural diversity. She will also receive a cash prize, the amount yet to be disclosed, along with gifts, brand endorsement, training opportunities and paid appearances. And that's the news. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Clearview News Desk or via handle on X, formerly known as Twitter at Clearview Online. Many thanks for watching. I'm Florence Joshua. Bye for now.